Well, that is right, my friends. You're listening here to the home of conservative, not bitter talk, and yes, I am your host, Todd Huff. You know, it is the last day we will be broadcasting here from the home studio as we begin our truth tour. More on that, I guess, as the program comes together. But we've sold our home, and we're going to begin to travel the country. Still, the broadcasting, nothing will be different for you, although something will be different next week because we are starting off by taking a little vacation, my family and I. So we'll be out next week after Labor Day, returning to the new studio, the mobile studio on Tuesday following the Labor Day week. So anyway, lots to get to today. Email, as always, todd@toddhuffshow.com. You can join our online community as we're going to begin to do more and more things there as well. If you want to follow the Truth Tour, if you want to see some other things, including digitally watch our television program, which airs on Monday evenings, you can do that. community.toddhuffshow.com. So I want to start here today. The Biden administration is happy this morning. They were happy yesterday. Technically, they were happy because of the optics, happy because of the narrative, because the narrative has now moved from Afghanistan, and now it is on to abortion, and in particular, the Supreme Court's ruling, or it's not really their ruling, their decision not to basically take up this case and to rule in favor, or to overrule the law, to rule in favor of, Roe versus Wade again, and saying that the Texas abortion law, which prevents, or is designed to prevent, abortions after a heartbeat is detected in an unborn child. So now I want to say this, not everything should be political. In fact, this abortion debate, much of the abortion debate, to me, I wish that the Protestant movement would be as vociferous in their opposition to the current law of the land, Roe versus Wade, as the Catholic Church is. The Catholic Church is very adamantly against, and most Protestant churches are too. They're just not as outspoken about it. The Catholic Church has done a fantastic job in standing firm against the abortion law. In fact, Joe Biden is Catholic. Remember this? This was a thing a couple of months ago. Biden was not going to be able to, take communion? There's some questions as to the, to his following the tenets of the faith, and that upset some people. But anyway, now we've got this Texas law that went into effect, was it Wednesday? I think it was September 1st, to where getting an abortion is much more difficult. Now, it's not a criminal violation, but the law allows for civil cases to be filed, and making it challenging to get abortions in the state of Texas. Now, I've made it clear to you that I'm, over the course of time, that I am pro-life, and I don't buy the narrative or the way that the left talks about the issue of abortion. I believe that morally that scientifically life begins at conception. I mean, that is crystal clear. You can say that it's not the life that is created at conception is not fully developed. That would be correct. You could say it is not. I guess you could call into question how what I want to say, how whether the life, if you want to say it hasn't fully become human, I guess you could make that. I'm not saying I agree with, please don't misunderstand. I'm saying scientifically you cannot deny the fact that life begins at conception. The pro-science community on this issue has spoken resoundingly. Now, they'll try to tiptoe around the tulips here. They'll try to prevent making the obvious declaration, talking about other things, talking about a woman's right to choose and that sort of thing, which of course women should have choices in life. Men should have choices in life. I believe in choice as well. We talk about choice on this program every day. In fact, I talk about, my pastor says that the holiest thing we can do is to choose. And I agree with that. Part of being human means that we have the capacity to make choices. God created us with the ability to choose. We can make. Now, that doesn't mean all choices are good. It means that having the choice is good, and that being human means that we can exercise choice. Being free, being created to live as we were intended to live means that we have choices. But we don't have a choice. We shouldn't have a choice to do whatever the heck we want. I mean, I shouldn't have the choice to, go on a rampage, right? Someone shouldn't have the choice to commit homicide, or someone shouldn't have the choice to harm a person or take their possessions. I mean, in one sense, because of how God created us to live, we have those choices because people do it all the time, but there should be things in place to prevent that, to discourage that, and if that happens, for someone to face extreme consequences. It's kind of what Western civilization is built upon, those sorts of concepts and ideas. And so, but when you're talking, and that's really what the issue here becomes when you're looking at the issue of abortion. Of course, a person has the right to choose, make decisions for himself or herself, so long as those choices do not interfere with or harm, or in the worst case scenario, take the actual life away. So you got the right. And when I was in college, they used to teach us. I don't know if they teach this anymore. I doubt they teach it because it sounds too reasonable. They've got to be much more woke than this. But they used to say, my freedom to swing my arm begins where your nose, or my freedom to swing my arm ends, I should say, not begins. That's a whole different picture there. But it ends where your nose begins. Basically, I can be over here in my space doing what I want until it impacts, and I mean really impacts, not just hurts somebody's feelings, right? I mean, we have the freedom of speech and all that sort of stuff, and you shouldn't say you can't say this by law because it might hurt someone's feelings or some such thing. But if you're actually taking away the life, the liberty, the property, the possessions of someone else, the lines have then been crossed. And so with the issue of abortion, I mean, it's really rather simple. People want to, the general concept, if life begins at conception and if that life is human, which it clearly is. Now, again, you can make the case that it's not developed enough to be, I don't know, conscious or cognizant or whatever. That is a much, I'm not saying I agree with it. Please do not misunderstand me. That is not what I'm doing. I'm simply saying to say it's not alive is definitely not a pro-science position. So the issue, to my mind, really just becomes if it's a life that is independent of, or I shouldn't say independent of, because it is dependent upon the mother. The unborn child needs nourishment and the protection and the environment of the womb to grow and to develop and all those sorts of things. But it is a life that is not just genetically the mother. It's not just her DNA, and it's not just the father's DNA. It is a combination of both. It is an independent, and that's the wrong word to choose. It's its own life form that is dependent upon the mother growing inside the womb. Now, the left will say, and this is what Roe v. Wade is built upon, the left will say that since that fetus, since that unborn child is not viable without the mother, it can't survive outside the womb on its own, that it's the mother's choice to do what she wants up to whatever it is, 20 some weeks. And that is somehow in the Constitution. That's in the Constitution they found. Again, the left is amazing. They can't find certain things in the Constitution, like the right to keep and bear arms. They have no idea. They have no idea where that is. They have no idea what that means. They have to go back and study the etymology of words and where commas are and how the Second Amendment is actually written and what's a militia and all this sort of stuff. They're confused on that. No idea whatsoever. But they can find in the Constitution things like the right to an abortion, the right to same-sex marriage, and so on and so forth. They can find these things. They can make them up out of whole cloth and then can tell me, and try to convince us that that's in the document, really in the document, but the Second Amendment is not there. The First Amendment, the right to free speech, the right to freedom of religion, they don't know where that is either, right? Religion's an antiquated notion to them. Religion is the enemy of a free society in their estimation, not in mine. Again, I'm just painting the picture here. So this is the issue as I see it. It's really rather cut and dry. I've gone through this before. And again, I want to pause. I always say this before I talk about an abortion. If you or someone you know and love and care about has had an abortion, this is not to heap injury or insult upon what's already been experienced. I serve a forgiving and graceful God who is ready to forgive and to help the healing process. But so that is true. I'm not here to inflict any injury upon anyone, and I know that people that have had abortions, they struggle for a long, long time. One of the reasons why I'm pro-life, because there are consequences, long-term consequences for the rest of people's lives, in addition to the life of the unborn child, which, again, I'm strongly in favor of defending that as well, but that life. But there's other consequences. And so this isn't about heaping injury or adding insult or pain or opening up a wound for people. I know those exist. Instead, what this is an attempt to correct what we've been doing wrong in America in not protecting and recognizing that form of life. Even though it is not fully developed, it is still a precious life that is created in the image of Almighty God, that should have its life, liberty. It doesn't have property yet, but it should have those things protected. Those things should be taken into consideration. And so I need to that's kind of the groundwork here. And I'm going to take a break. But now the left is happy now because they are able to change the narrative from Afghanistan. In fact, I currently title episodes. It's something I do right before we go on air, maybe, 10 minutes or so, just thinking about the things I'm going to talk about. And I do it for podcast purposes. Maybe a lot of shows just put the episode number. We might go to that because, I've probably repeated a title or two in the 6 years we've been doing this. But I think I entitled the program here, Anything But Afghanistan. Anything But Afghanistan. The left knows how disastrous what Obama what Biden did, I'm sorry, it's Obama's third term, but what Biden did was absolutely disastrous, inexcusable. And when you factor in the phone call, when you factor in his desire, this is very similar at this stage from what we know, very similar, it appears, to Benghazi. How do we protect ourselves politically? Who cares about the actual costs to human life, to American lives? How do we just get this thing over with and then try to cover our tracks and not talk about this and tell people the true story and all that sort of thing? How do we do that? And this issue is a welcomed issue, a welcomed narrative for the left to now talk about abortion. Because remember, I shared with you some polling yesterday. 52% of Americans, 52 or 50, I think it was 52, said that they want Biden to resign over resign. They want the president of the United States to resign. Over half of Americans want that. 39% don't want that. That's a 13-point gap there. And there are Americans, of course, that are still unsure what they want. Who knows what they're thinking. But anyway, the point is, I shouldn't say that. You may not know if you want him to resign. You know that there should be consequences. I'm guessing out of that 9%, a good chunk of those folks think that there should be consequences here, and their trust in the administration, if they've been paying any attention whatsoever, should be dramatically undermined given what has happened and transpired. But the left is happy to take any issue, especially when Biden's at 39%. 39% of people do not want him to resign, which is crazy, according to Rasmussen. Then they welcome anything that allows them to get part of their base back. At 39%, he's lost some of his base, a decent chunk of his base, maybe 20% of his base. Has said, nope, this guy's got to go, sort of thing. That's what's crazy to think about. And so they welcome this because this is an issue that can change the narrative, sweep Afghanistan under the rug. And I'm not saying there's not a victory here for conservatives and for pro-life people here, because they're in for unborn children, because there is in the state of Texas, and that's a good thing. I'm just saying, remember, for the left, everything is about optics. Everything is about appearances. This gives them the opportunity to go and to re-secure those people that are saying Biden should resign over Afghanistan, those in the base, because abortion is a big issue for a lot of people on both sides. But this should help them, or they're hoping that this will help them change the narrative and get people back following and supporting Team Biden again. Because again, we've got an election staring down at us here from 14 months away. And of course, campaigning will begin not too far from now. So I'm along this segment. Quick timeout. We'll come back. I'll play a soundbite from Jen Psaki from yesterday's press conference, which kind of highlights this, how they're happy to have this fight to make this the issue. And again, I'm not saying it shouldn't be. I'm saying it's anything but Afghanistan from a political perspective. Quick timeout. We'll talk about that when we get back. You're listening here to the home of conservative, not bitter talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff. Back in just a minute.
Had enough of the cancel culture? Why not fight back by directly supporting the advertisers who make this program possible? Visit supportouradvertisers.com to give those who help bring this program to you the opportunity to earn your business. Find out more about businesses like Ward's Apparel, Edwards Equipment, and Indiana Wooded Paradise Retreat by visiting supportouradvertisers.com today.
If you're thinking of buying or selling a home, call my good friend Scott Veerkamp. Scott and his team have been helping people with their real estate needs since 1992, and he has sold literally thousands of homes for good families just like yours. For all your real estate needs, call Scott Veerkamp today at 317-979-4663. That's 979-HOME.
The compassion of Christ. It's living life connecting to the broken and messy world. It's not simply walking down the street and dropping a quarter in someone's bucket. It's been perverted by Satan from Biblical compassion to feeling sorry for, and sympathy isn't where God wants us to live. It's connecting to broken people in our daily life. Living the compassion of Christ.
Hi, this is Caleb with Bluff Plumbing. Does your home need some plumbing updates? Bluff Plumbing is your solution. We specialize in updating old plumbing, everything from water heaters to well pumps, to underground leaks and everything that has to do with water entering and leaving the home, including water and sewer main excavations. We pride ourselves on old-fashioned customer service. Call Bluff Plumbing at 765-721-6789 or visit gluffplumbing.com. That's GLUFF plumbing.com. Call us today.
Were you surprised by your tax return last year? Did you get a large refund? Or worse, did you have to pay more than you thought to the IRS? Or maybe you just got a new job, had a baby, or are going into retirement. Why wait for another tax surprise this year? Let Jody Dowdle with Midwest Tax Group help you project your taxes for the year to save you the stress come tax time. 317-288-5260. Jody and his team will analyze your paychecks to see if you're withholding too much or too little and help make corrections to any W-4s. If you're the sole proprietor of a business, this is a great idea for you to prepare for your tax filing. Midwest Tax Group has 4 office locations in Castleton, Greenwood, Plainfield, and their new location in Greenfield. Schedule your appointment today at 317-288-5260. And don't wait. The sooner you act, the more prepared you can be for any hidden tax surprises. That's 317-288-5260 or visit their website at mwtaxgroup.com.
Need to refresh or renovate your commercial space? Call Interior Construction Services today. Providing the highest level of quality construction at a competitive price, our service-minded team is here to deliver the detail-oriented environment you're looking to create on time and on budget. Call us at 317-991-4660 or visit us online at interiorconstruct.com. Interior Construction Services. Progressive, productive, professional.
Have you seen the price of custom cabinetry and countertops lately? If you're looking for quality, affordable remodels, call Carriage House Woodworking. Our helpful professionals will walk you through every step of the process. We're offering a free sink base with qualifying purchases. Just enter CHWEINC.com/Todd or call 317-406-3042. Call Carriage House Woodworking. You won't have to spend your kids' inheritance just to upgrade your kitchen.
Has it been a while since your last eye checkup? Has your eyesight changed? At Best Inside Eye Care, they keep an eye on your vision. Their doctors use the most advanced technology and eye care products available. At Best in Sight, you will find professionals who genuinely care about you and are dedicated to providing exceptional service. Mention this ad for 10% off your glasses purchase. Schedule your appointment at the Southeast Side, Indianapolis, or New Palestine locations by visiting bestinsighteyecare.com or calling 317-782-4000 to get the best insight.
Welcome back, my friends. By the way, this program is brought to you in part by Smalling Masonry. Now, you know that I'm a fan of summer, I'm a fan of spring, I'm a fan of fall until it gets... I'm not a guy that likes the cold, I'm just going to be honest with you. But I'm not a fan of winter, but it's coming. It's coming. Smalling Masonry can help service your chimney, fireplace, venting, and other masonry needs. Family-owned, small business right here in central Indiana. In fact, cleaned our chimney last, I think it was early December, I think is when we had that done. In fact, I told you before that they were Gary Smalling helped us learn how to use this older wood-burning unit because we didn't understand how to properly use it. It's an older unit, but it's when you use it a certain way and you do something slightly differently from how we were doing it, it actually generates a lot more heat. And that's one thing I'll miss about leaving here is just how well that thing heated this home during the winter. So check them out, beechgrovemasonry.com, or call them 317-903-8121 if you need your chimney or fireplace or something along those lines. Masonry needs taken care of here as we head towards those colder months. beechgrovemasonry.com, 317-903-8121. So I told you before the break that Jen Psaki, here she is having a little bit of a spat with a reporter yesterday over abortion, over this Texas law, over the Supreme Court's decision not to, to hear the case and to overrule it, just basically to let this law exist. 5-4 vote. It was the, I see some jokers out there saying a Trump-dominated court. Trump nominated 3 justices. For those who are socialists or who aren't really good at math, that's only 1/3 of the current makeup of the Supreme Court. And so it was the 3 leftists plus John Roberts that made the 4 dissenting votes, and then the 5, Gorsuch, Thomas, Amy Coney Barrett. Who else am I forgetting here? Kavanaugh, of course, and then Alito, who may be perhaps the most conservative. He and Clarence Thomas, who I have a lot of respect for, were made up the 5. Anyhow, so they're asked, or she's asked, Jen Psaki, spokesperson for Biden, smartest press secretary ever, up here, circling back left and right, is asked about this yesterday, and I'm telling you, they welcome this because, again, they have taken it on the chin politically in Afghanistan. I don't even like talking about it like this because we lost real people in Afghanistan. We have real people still in bad situations in Afghanistan, and they just, all they care about is moving past this, getting past this, not letting this be a political liability, blow it, sweep it under the rug, just ignore it. Get past this. Media, stop asking about it. Let's get on to something else that begins to help us regain the people that we have lost their support. We have lost their confidence in Biden's leadership and so forth. Let's get these folks back. That's all the focus is on right now. This is 100% all they're focused on right now. So they actually welcome this very much because, again, they've lost during this Afghanistan debacle. They've lost some of their base. And so the best way to get them back is to have an issue that's important to their base come front and center. And again, they didn't manufacture this. This was happening on its own. In fact, you could make the case that conservatives were, with the new balance of the Supreme Court, with Trump's recent appointments being confirmed a year ago or so, getting close to that anyway, we're looking, you could make the case conservatives were kind of forcing this issue, making the court, rule again on some of these laws and how it, balanced against Roe versus Wade and where they were going to come down and what would the court actually change, I guess, to some degree. It wouldn't probably technically overrule Roe versus Wade, but would we begin to see new rulings that were more favorable to the pro-life movement, to unborn children and that sort of thing? So conservatives and state houses have been passing legislation in the hopes, you could say, of getting up the chain before the Supreme Court. So it's conservatives that have kind of been, pushing this issue now that the makeup of the court has changed. But the liberals, the radical left here, are happy to have this issue now because they're political opportunists. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with COVID, right? I mean, it is. You can say that they happily used the excuse of what was happening with COVID to do whatever they wanted to with election laws to make it easier to do things that they thought were favorable to them getting more people to vote Democrat that wouldn't maybe normally vote, by making it so super easy to vote. You could just basically fill out a ballot, and any time you wanted, have it come into the to the courthouse or wherever those things are mailed to be counted. Have those come in weeks after the election was over. Remember all that stuff? We talked about that in the months leading up to the election. We've talked about that afterwards. But it's not necessarily that they create. Sometimes they create, but situations that are helpful to their narrative. Sometimes they just see an opportunity and jump on it for all that it's worth to try to change the narrative and to help them. And that's what's clearly happening here. As I'm going to play this soundbite real quick and then take a time out if I can get this thing re-queued. Bear with me here just a moment. Here we go. Jen Psaki being asked about the abortion law, and this is the spat that's kind of had some, created some headlines and is hopefully from the left's perspective, they hope that this helps change the narrative away from Afghanistan. Again, anything but Afghanistan in their minds.
Following up on the sexist law, why does the president support abortion when his own Catholic faith teaches abortion is morally wrong?
Well, he believes that it's a woman's right, it's a woman's body, and it's her choice.
Why does the president, who does he believe then should look out for the unborn child?
He believes that it's up to a woman to make those decisions, and up to a woman to make those decisions with her doctor. I know you've never faced those choices, nor have you ever been pregnant, but for women out there who have faced those choices, this is an incredibly difficult thing. The president believes their rights should be respected. Go ahead. I think we got to move on. I think we have to move on. You've had plenty of time today. Go ahead.
Okay, so first of all, my question is, how does she know he's never been pregnant? You talk about someone who's living so much in 2019. How does she know this? Just because this guy's a man, he's never been pregnant? Where's the trans movement on this? I want to hear people correcting her. I want to hear people correcting the record here. You talk about being a sexist here, Jen Psaki. Men can't be pregnant. I thought the left constantly tells us that men can be pregnant. In fact, we shouldn't refer to, we should use the phrase pregnant people instead of mothers and all kinds of stuff like that. Who comes up with this stupid, silly nonsense? She's up there having the audacity to tell this man he can't be pregnant. What a sexist thing to say in 2021. Of course she's right, but that's normally not how they act. Normally they say exactly the opposite, that men can be pregnant. We should put women's products, feminine, what we used to call them feminine products. I don't think we can even call them that anymore. Tampons and so forth should go into men's restrooms now. Remember this? These are the folks that come up with this stuff. Now she's telling this man he can't be pregnant, so he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand protecting the right of a woman to choose. He doesn't understand the difficulties facing women who are choosing to have abortion. So anyway, they're happy to have this. This changes the narrative. I've got to take a break here. We'll come back and continue this discussion in just a few minutes. You're listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. I am your host, Todd Huff. Caution, by the way, listening to this program can cause you to lean to the right. Be careful operating your vehicle or any other heavy machinery this morning. Back in just a minute.
Had enough of the cancel culture? Why not fight back by directly supporting the advertisers who make this program possible? Visit supportouradvertisers.com to give those who help bring this program to you the opportunity to earn your business. Find out more about businesses like Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing, Care to Change, and Interior Construction Services by visiting supportouradvertisers.com today.
Are you looking for reliable advice on real estate investing? Then you should start listening to the Homeboys. Clint and Scott have over 40 years of real estate investing experience that they use to educate and guide their listeners. Listen and learn from their experiences to maximize your real estate investment strategy. You can find the Homeboys Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or watch them on YouTube. That's the Homeboys Podcast. They can show you how to get started and reach your real estate investment goals.
Are you tired of manually opening the gate every time you pull in the drive, especially during the freezing cold, pouring rain, or hot, humid weather? Then Gatekeeper Services has your solution. They offer affordable residential and commercial motorized units for your gated properties. Veteran-owned with over 50 years' experience in motorized gate sales and repairs on any make or model, and with numerous entry control options, Gatekeeper Services takes pride being certified in both automated gate system design and operator installation. Simplify your life today by calling 317-714-4061.
All right, here we go. $100 down, $200 back at $300.
I went to my first firearms auction a few years ago. It was hosted by TJ Freege, one of my good friends from high school, who is a champion auctioneer and one of the best in the business. In spite of objections from liberal legislators, I walked away with a .22 rifle and a few boxes of ammunition. And I had a great afternoon with my grandpa that I won't soon forget. If you've ever wondered what treasure you could find in an auction, visit FreegeAuctioneers.com and take a look at their upcoming Central Indiana auction schedule. That's Freege, F-R-E-I-J-E, auctioneers.com. Visit FreegeAuctioneers.com.
Hi, I'm TJ Freege, owner and lead auctioneer at Freege & Freege Auctions and Marketing. I invite you to come see the power of live auctions. It's fast, it's fun, it's transparent, and it's the absolute best way to ensure you get fair market value for your asset today. Get results, go auction.
Our word can't be diluted because we are taught that a promise is a commitment in which you always follow through. No ifs, ands, or buts. So every time you walk through Greg Hubler Chevrolet doors, you can count on the advice and expertise we provide you. Because when we make a promise, we keep it. Greg Hubler Chevrolet. Promise kept. Visit GregHublerChevy.com. Find new roads.
There is plenty to worry about these days. If you're working with Blake Hornsby at Northwestern Mutual, your retirement and financial security doesn't need to be one of them. Blake is a time-tested financial advisor with over 20 years of experience at Northwestern Mutual. For an independent review of your financial planning needs, call Blake and mention the Todd Huff Show for a free initial consultation. Call 317-215-8322 or visit BlakeHornsby.com. Invest in your peace of mind with Blake Hornsby at Northwestern Mutual. How would you like to get a $1,000 bonus after just 3 months on the job? Sound good? If so, Wallace Construction is ready to hire you today. They're a family-owned business with 45 years experience in asphalt, concrete, and seal coating. Call 317-422-5356 to find out more about this $1,000 bonus opportunity. That's Wallace Construction, 317-422-5356. Be sure to tell them Todd sent you.
Remember how hot it was last summer? I was sweating our AC bills, so we replaced our system. We took advantage of Commercial Services' 72-month special financing. We have no interest after we pay in full within 72 months. No more embarrassing sweaty t-shirts. So if you want commercial-grade service for your home, give Commercial Service a call today.
Subject to credit approval. Call Commercial Service for details at 812-339-9114 or online at commercialservice.com.
Welcome back, my friends. So the left is happy. The left is happy to have this narrative changed. Anything but Afghanistan. Now, I'll say, too, that it is good. It is good for the pro-life movement. It is good for unborn children. What has happened in the state of Texas, maybe other states will begin to follow suit here and to institute or to, what should I say, implement laws that protect the life of an unborn child, the lives of unborn children. Again, the issue of choice, you don't have a choice. You shouldn't have a choice to act recklessly in taking the life of an unborn child, a third party, someone who's not you. It's never been about protecting a woman's right to do what she wants to do with her own body. She can do whatever she wants. The problem that people have who are pro-life is what is being done to the unborn child, which is not the woman's body. It is being taken care of and protected and being nourished by the woman's body, no doubt about that. But he or she is a unborn, living human being, not fully developed. But then again, that doesn't happen for a long time. I've got a 12, 10, and 7-year-old that are not fully developed. Sure, they can survive. They are viable now on most days outside of being provided for by their parents. I mean, they're still children, but they can make sandwiches and they can get their water and all that sort of stuff. But they're still dependent on parents to provide and to take care of them. So I don't know exactly what's so magical to the left about that particular point. I think the mind will justify what the heart desires at some point. But nonetheless, they're happy to have this issue to politically move the discussion away from Afghanistan. They've got a presidency to save, as they're contemplating what to do. Maybe some folks are ready to abandon Biden and to, say that the 25th Amendment needs to be enacted here and this guy needs to be removed from office. That quite possibly could happen during these next 3.5 years or whatever it is. But then again, they look and they see Kamala Harris maybe even more hated than this guy. Maybe she doesn't come across quite as much as someone who can't complete thoughts and sentences and so forth, but she's still not liked. She's one of the most unlikable politicians that I've ever seen in my lifetime. In fact, she may literally be at the top. I'd have to really think about it. Her and Hillary, they're in the same boat. They're just not likable. That's a major, major problem in American politics in 2021. And so they're stuck with this problem, right? They just want to see, they're hoping for another Barack Obama, and there's no one that's interested in being involved in politics that's like Barack Obama. And there's no, Michelle Obama's not interested. Oprah, you hear her name kicked around a lot. These are people that people like, right? That's really what the left wants. Give us a person. You talk about cult of personality. That's what that is. Give us a person who can, people will just basically follow blindly because they like them so much, and the media can write wonderful things about them. And it just seems so cool to see behind the scenes with Oprah and Michelle and, chatting about things and fashion and Michelle's triceps and all this sort of thing, right? And they don't have that. So they're stuck with Biden. And they're looking at Kamala thinking, are we ready for this? And they realize that they're probably not. And so here they're stuck in this. They just want to change the narrative, try to save 2022, try to save the Biden presidency and what can get accomplished here in the next, whatever it is, 14 months or so, 16 months, I guess, before those folks are sworn in. But I got to take a break. Come back in just a minute. Thanks for listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. Back in a couple minutes.
Looking to make a conservative, not bitter fashion statement? Check out our apparel online, including brand new items at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
Weddings, reunions, business, church, or family retreats. Indiana Paradise Retreat is a hidden gem located right here in central Indiana. With over 11,000 square feet, a theater, gym, sauna, hot tub, pool, stocked lakes, and even an on-site event hangar, we have just the place for your next event. Find us on Airbnb, VRBO, or just search for Indiana Paradise Retreat. We look forward to seeing you soon.
All your life, you've planned and taken care of the people you love. They always knew you had a plan. Taking care of your final wishes will give them one final gift. Buying your headstones direct through Thomas Monument saves your loved ones additional stress during a difficult time and saves money by cutting out the middleman. Call 317-244-6525 or go online to thomasmonument.com to understand why families have trusted us since 1962.
Hey Indy, Sid here with Kill a Dent Removal. We specialize in a paint-free repair process known as PDR. Our certified master technicians remove dents and dings of all shapes and sizes, including hail damage, with zero body fillers, zero painting, and zero diminished value. Most repairs are completed the same day, many even while you wait. Check us out at killadentremoval.com. And remember, folks, don't paint your car, go PDR.
Fireplaces can be beautiful and even essential in heating some homes. But did you know they could be dangerous to your family if not properly maintained? Chimneys need to be cleaned and inspected annually. My family and I had Smalling Masonry inspect ours. They are friendly, informative, on time, and helped us use our wood-burning stove more efficiently. Call Christian-owned Smalling Masonry today at 317-903-8121 and mention my name, Todd Huff, for a 15% off chimney inspection and sweep.
This is the sound of your typical do-it-yourselfer in completely over his head.
For heating, plumbing,
and electrical done right.
Call Mr. Quick. Call Mr. Quick. Dial the number, spell the words. For on time.
Unhappy with your CPAP machine? Now you have an alternative. The docs at Indy Dental Sleep have an oral appliance that treats snoring and sleep apnea. They begin with an in-home sleep test that is diagnosed by a sleep physician before prescribing your appliance. And it's covered by most medical insurance plans. It's preferred 20-1 versus CPAP. Call 317-888-4036 and start getting the sleep you need. Or visit IndyDentalSleep.com.
Our sense of smell stimulates memory and emotion. A scent can seemingly transport us to another place in time. Homemade, hand-poured candles and melts from spur-of-the-moment creations will give your nose the experience the rest of your body is missing during any season of the year. Crackling firewood, fresh-cut grass, Macintosh apple, and even racing fuel are some of their over 200 engaging fragrances. Visit spurofthemomentcreations.com and enter coupon code TODD at checkout to receive 15% off your order today.
Welcome back, my friends. As I stated earlier in the program, we will be out. We're taking a vacation next week, my family and I, so I will not be here. You will be starting Tuesday. Monday, we'll have an encore of one of our episodes, one of our life-changing episodes. But after, on Tuesday through actually the following Monday, we'll have some guest hosts for you. So I hope you enjoy listening to them as well. And then we'll be back in the saddle in a different environment because, again, we're moving out here. This is the last day that I'm broadcasting from our home studio as we've sold the home, and we'll begin the truth tour here in the days and months and years to come. So anyway, I appreciate you in this audience, and it's been a heck of a journey, and we got a lot of things on the horizon here. So just want to say thank you. It's time now to grow the program, and the best way to do this when you self-syndicate is to go out and to see what you can make happen. So that's what we're going to do. And if you want to see or hear about that more specifically, of course, I'll mention it on the program, but the best way to do that is to join. It's totally free, community.toddhuffshow.com, and can sign up for a free account there and see what's going on during the Truth Tour, part of our travels, and all that exciting stuff. So, quick time out, come back and wrap up. Back in just a minute.
Stay on top of the nonsense our colleges are subjecting students to today by listening to Todd's monthly interview series with Matt Lamb, assistant editor of The College Fix. Listen at toddhuffshow.com/college. Brought to you by Apprentice University. We understand how overwhelming it is for students to make life-altering decisions. We help you guide along the curvy pathway toward reaching your goals. You'll gain professional skills and learn to problem solve for your future career. Visit apprentice.university to learn more about this debt-free college, purposefully designed for your outstanding future.
Are you concerned about your investments? Intrepid Financial has been educating, customizing, and servicing Hoosier investment portfolios since 1998. Our family-owned and operated business builds strong bonds with our clients. When you call, we answer the phone, always ready to walk you through your investment strategy. Intrepid means without fear. We want our clients to be fearless, to feel secure with their investments. Give us a call at 317-818-1776 or visit us online at intrepidfinancial.com.
Let's face it, moving is stressful. That's why Jones Movers, a family-owned business for over 40 years, is here to help. Our team is ready to help and respond quickly to your questions. We can handle local and out-of-state moves, which means we can move your items to wherever your pin drops on the map. We also offer self-storage units for furniture and items you need a place for. Go to jonesmovers.com to get things moving today, or visit our Facebook page, Jones Movers.
Flooded basement, failed sump pump. Water damage happens fast this time of year. For 38 years now, Hayes & Sons has been restoring water damage in Indiana homes and businesses. They'll help you navigate your insurance claim and get your life back on track. So when a water disaster strikes, tell your insurance agent you want Hayes & Sons for your restoration work. Visit hayesandsons.com/Todd for more information. I want to get one more season out of my furnace or air conditioner. Have you or someone you know ever made that statement? Economy heating, air conditioning, and plumbing has heard it a lot. Did you know that furnaces and air conditioners are most likely to break down when they're under stress? That means during the hottest and coldest months of the year, like those months quickly approaching us. With winter on the horizon, now is the time to replace that old rickety unit. With 0% financing for up to 72 months and up to $600 in instant rebates, now is the time to buy. Doing great work is Economy's priority, and the satisfaction of their customers is their number one goal, guaranteed. Make your home comfortable this winter. Contact Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing today by calling 317-831-5279 or visit them at economyheatingandair.com.
Corin Homes is expanding their 55-plus community. Briar Creek is the only senior manufactured home community in Indianapolis featuring Indiana-built homes. Floor plans and finishes starting at $75,000. Enjoy affordable, low-maintenance lifestyle with the charm of a residential neighborhood. Located minutes from I-465 in Fort Harrison State Park. Corin Homes, family-owned and operated since 1955. Check us out at COHRONhomes.com. Mention the Todd Huff Show and receive a $1,000 discount on your new home.
Family owned since 1973, Edwards Equipment at 1375 East Main Street in Danville is ready to meet your equipment needs by selling, renting, and servicing several makes and models of lightweight residential or heavy-duty commercial equipment. We carry and service top-name brands like Ferris, Kubota, Steel, Gravely, Honda Power, Land Pride, and more. Visit edwardstractor.com or call 317-745-6427 to check out our clearance specials today. At Edwards Equipment, we don't just sell you any piece of equipment, we sell you the right piece of equipment.
Yep, this is exactly what I mean. Court packing debate is now revived. At least that's the headline here at Newsmax. They're happily accepting this. They happily want to change the narrative, whatever it takes to get their base back. So welcome to Politics 2021. Changing narratives, not worrying about truth and reality, simply trying to cover and protect your own political positions. So, folks, have a great Labor Day weekend. See you here in a week. SDG. Take care.
The printing industry has changed a lot since we opened for business in 1931, but what our clients expect from us really hasn't changed. Quality print, fast turnaround, and competitive prices. We've learned a lot at Moeller Printing over 86 years and 3 generations. Why not put that experience to work for you? Call 317-353-2224 and mention discount code RADIO to receive 10% off your first order. Call Moeller Printing at 317-353-2224.
Quality glass windows and doors add value to your home or commercial space. At White's Innovative Glass, our family-owned and operated company will work with you to ensure we understand your vision before we begin. And if you don't have a vision, we can help with that too. We proudly stand behind our work and look forward to your call. Right now, we're offering 15% off your next project. Visit our website at whitesinnovativeglass.com/Todd.
As a listener of this program, I have no doubt that you embrace the value of hard work, honesty, and integrity. And when you have the opportunity to work with a company that fully embraces and shares these values, I'm sure you jump at it. Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing is just that type of company in Central Indiana. Jeff and Jod Woods have a team of professional technicians here to help tune up your furnace or install a quality new train system. And they're also here to fix those nasty plumbing problems that seem to happen at the absolute worst time. So the next time you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling need, give the good folks at Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing a call. Call 317-831-5279. That's 317-831-5279. Or visit economyheatingandair.com.